You've been running the numbers on yourself again. Their business against yours. Their marriage against yours. Their whole life against yours. And coming up short every time. And you're so tired of pretending you have it more together than you do. For consider your calling, brothers. Not many of you were wise according to worldly standards. Not many were powerful. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose what's foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. 1 Corinthians 1:26-27. Corinth was a city that worshipped competence. It was a commercial hub where status was everything. Your rhetorical skill, your philosophical pedigree, your social connections determined your worth. The church Paul planted there was largely made up of tradesmen, freed slaves, small merchants. Not impressive by Corinth standards. Not impressive by anyone's standards. Paul does not apologize for this. He argues that it was deliberate. God specifically selected what the world would overlook, and then did something through it that the world's most impressive resources could not replicate. The foolishness of God, Paul says, is wiser than men. The weakness of God is stronger than men. There is a version of the Christian life that is essentially a rebranded performance culture. Attendance figures, platform size, income level, family aesthetics. The metrics change, but the engine is the same. Worth is still being calculated. Adequacy is still being demonstrated. And the person at the center of it is still fundamentally trying to prove something. To God, to others, to themselves. Paul tears that entire framework down in 2 verses. God did not choose you because you were impressive. He chose you despite, or more precisely, through, the fact that you were not. This is not an excuse for mediocrity. Paul is not telling people to stop growing, stop building, stop pursuing excellence. He is dismantling a specific lie about the source of significance. The lie says, your value to God and your impact in the world is proportional to your capability, your platform, your output. The truth says, God has always done his most decisive work through people the world would not have selected. Moses, the stutterer. Gideon, the least of the least. David, the youngest son left in the field. Peter, the fisherman, who couldn't stay awake in Gethsemane. The pattern is not accidental. It is the signature of a God who will not share his glory with human impressiveness. What does this mean for someone in the middle of building something? It means the pressure to appear more capable than you are is a trap. The energy spent constructing and maintaining an image of competence in your work, your relationships, your family, your faith is energy stolen from actual substance. The person who has nothing to prove because they have stopped deriving their significance from their performance is one of the most free and effective people alive. They can take risks the image manager cannot. They can admit what they don't know. They can ask for help. They can fail publicly and get back up without it threatening their identity. That freedom is not weakness. It is the most practical kind of strength. There is something here for the person who has been quietly measuring themselves against others and coming up short. The comparison that keeps running. Their work against yours. Their relationships against yours. Their faith against yours. Paul's argument cuts that comparison off at the root. You were not chosen by the same criteria the world uses to rank people. You were chosen by a God whose selection process begins precisely where human impressiveness ends. Which means the gap you have been staring at, the distance between where you are and where you think you should be, may not be the indictment you have been treating it as. It may simply be the territory where God does his best work. The cross itself is the ultimate proof of this. The most significant event in human history looked from the outside like total failure. A man abandoned by his followers, executed as a criminal, buried in a borrowed tomb. By every worldly metric, Power, influence, survival. It was a catastrophic defeat, and it was the hinge of all of history. God took what looked like the end and made it the beginning. He does not need your impressiveness. He needs your availability. Those are very different things. One is exhausting to maintain. The other is simply a daily decision to show up and stay in His hands. Let us pray. Father, I release the performance. I stop trying to be impressive enough to justify your investment in me. You chose me knowing exactly what you were choosing. I am available. That is what you asked for. Work through what I actually am, not through the version I have been trying to construct. Do what only you can do through someone who has stopped pretending. I am yours. Use me as I am. Identify one area where you have been performing, projecting more confidence, capability, or composure than you actually have. Today, find one person you trust and drop the performance with them. Say the true thing. Admit the actual uncertainty. Let yourself be seen as you are rather than as you want to appear. That one act of honesty will do more for your soul than a month of managed impressions.